Peace. I wanted to come on with this video this morning before the day intercepted me, and I didn't get a chance to do it. So, Mars is getting ready to go retrograde in Leo. And Mars is our planet of exertion. Mars is how we move around. Mars is sports. Mars is machinery. Mars is just sex drive. So anything that requires a lot of action is Mars. Mars is fighting. Mars is irritations. That's all Mars energy. So that Martian energy is going to pair with Leo and retrograde this season. Now, he's going to be retrograde in Leo through the end of February. And there's a couple of things that I just wanted to touch on. I wanted to break down a few things for everybody's sign, just what house is going to be in. If you want, you can go on astro.com when I'm done and check to see what house it'll be in, then go back and watch the video and see how it matches up to you. But I'm not going to spend too much time because I got to get ready to get out the door for work. So let me go ahead and get into this. Aries. All right. Aries, this is going to be affecting your 5th and your 11th house. Now, your 5th house is the 5th house of dating. It will trine that, but it's going to be retrograde. So being as though Mars is in another fire sign and you are a fire sign, that means it's going to trine you. But it will be retrograde. So if Mars wasn't retrograde, the results would be a little bit different. But since he's retrograde, it's going to be more of an inward effect, meaning instead of like new opportunities, you might be able to breathe life in the old stuff. Like you might have the energy for something that you started a while ago. Maybe you don't have the energy to do nothing new because Mars will wane your energy. But if you already started working on something, you can go back to it. You can definitely do that. Because it's going to be in your 5th house, and that's your creative house or whatever. So Aries, sometimes you tend to have a lot of unfinished projects. So this will be an opportunity to go back and finally complete a few things that you didn't get a chance to do. It's going to be opposing your 11th house. Now, your 11th house is your house of social groups. Those are like your church groups you belong to. They're like if you're a Mason, if you are, belong to sororities or anything like that, or just a group of friends that you hang around. They're going to fall in your 11th house. So Mars is going to be opposing your 11th house. So that's going to put a little strain on some of your social activities because Aries, you can be very social sometimes. And that is the Aries Libra axis. Very, very social axis right there. So, you may not have as many new opportunities to meet people, but this will definitely possibly be a time that you can go back and revisit something. Perhaps maybe things kind of fell off, and it may not have been for any reason in particular besides getting busy. And then Aries, y'all can kind of get distracted sometimes. So if it's worth revisiting, it might not be a bad idea as long as it wasn't toxic. Take things slow, but just, kind of see what you missed or whatever. And that's with all your projects, anything in relation to your 5th house. So go back over things. Don't look too much for things to be new. Don't get frustrated like, it's a new year and blah, 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 and everything's still the same. Don't feel like that because things will be changing very, very quickly once Mars does go direct. So just, plan, strategize, and go back over unfinished projects. And you will be hearing from people from your past. Flings, situationships, yeah. They get ready to hit you up. Taurus, this is going to square because Leo and Taurus is a square. So Mars and Leo will square your 4th house. What is your 4th house? Your 4th house is your house of family. Your 4th house is your house of your mother. It's your house of ancestral roots, your grandparents, or your more nurturing parents. So it could be a house of your mother, but if your father raised you, then you will find him in this house. Now, Taurus does not like to be uncomfortable, and with this energy squaring your 4th house, squaring your home, that can make you uncomfortable. There could be some disagreeable people in your home. Your mother could have some energy around her. Focus on trying to keep the tension down, like buy a bunch of goodies, go on ahead and do it. Just buy a bunch of goodies, keep the house comfortable. You like your home to be comfortable, so go ahead and do that. Get all the little Christmas cookies, anything that you can bring like holiday cheer. Just, even if you're not into like the holiday in that sense, just keep your house warm and cozy and comfortable. Burn a lot of incense, burn a lot of sweet smelling stuff. Because it's going to be, Mars wants to bring tension to your household. So don't let Mars and Leo retrograde. Like I said, that's a lot of, Leo's drama. I'm not throwing no shade, but you know Leah's big, extravagant, so it could be a little argument that could explode over nothing because it's in Leo. So, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would say get up, you know, mop your house, burn the incense, because that'll clear some of that energy out. When you have certain transits coming through, you can't avoid the transit, but you can kind of do things that will put additional energy, or you know, change the energy up a little bit, because all the transit is energy that's coming to you at that moment in time. You know, this is also going to oppose your house of career, because it's going to oppose your 10th house being in your 4th house. Oh, I hope this camera don't fall. Oh, it's a little dry. All right, so it's going to activate your house of father figures or father. So just check on your dad, see how Pops is doing. You know, just be patient with male bosses, be patient with anyone in authority in your career, because that's going to activate your career house, Taurus. So, you know, just kind of, you know, smile. You may see a little bit of tension. It depends on, you know, what situation was brewing and what's going on, but you will see some energy there. So just, you know, do your best to, you know, Taurus, y'all don't say too much, but when they make you get off the porch, that's it. That's it. You know, y'all let it go. So, you know, just know that it's not in your head. Yeah, you know, people really are on one right now. So just, you know, keep it moving. Don't take it personal. Do your best. You know, don't mess up the money, Taurus. You know, you need the money. Geminis. This is going to activate your 3rd house and your 9th house. Now, Gemini, a few things that I want to say. Mercury retrograde, you know, is opposing you right now because it's in Sag. Jupiter's already retrograde in your sign. So you got a lot of movement going on. And on a regular day, your movement's a lot. So with all this energy around you, you probably are just like, oh, I know your mind is all over the place. There's going to be energy around your neighborhood. Your phone's probably going to be ringing off the hook. You know, there's going to be a lot of talk around you. Cousins popping up. Being able to support in your 9th house, like it may be people from far places that maybe you know from out of town that you ain't heard from in a little bit, reaching out to you. You know, you are going to have to stay up out of the gossip. I know Geminis like to talk. Y'all, you know, like y'all get around, y'all spread the news, but you don't want, with Mars being retrograde in Leo, that's going to sextile you, but he's retrograde, so you don't want to start any kind of rumors. You don't want to start any kind of problems, because you know, y'all words do they carry. So just, you know, watch the gossip, try to, you know, keep things to yourself. I know that's hard as hell, but you know, do your best to do that just around, you know, while it's retrograde, just so you don't have any extra damage, because y'all already got a lot going on. You know, as far as you doing any long distance traveling, you may be faced with obstacles. You can have mechanical issues. So just, you know, get your oil changes, get all your stuff checked out before you take long trips and stuff like that. Just double check your emails. You know, be clear on your communication. Make sure you don't send people the wrong text, Gemini. You know, just make sure you're on it, because just because you have so much energy activating your 3rd house, your 3rd house is lit up. Well, actually, that would be your 1st house for all the Gemini stuff, but it's lit up right now. So you got a lot of different things that are coming at you. And you know that y'all get very overstimulated really quickly. So just pace yourself and, you know, try not to go too far out there. Don't show up to the Leo party with the whispering and the gossip. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about the Libra that ain't come to the party this year. Just don't talk about that. All right. Let's see. So we've been through Gemini. Cancer. Mars is going to be retrograding in your 2nd house. So there will be a lot of energy around your money and your possessions. You know, your money house, that's Taurus, and being in the 2nd house, that is for you. Leo is your possessions thing, your self-value, your self-worth. So it's also going to oppose your 8th house of other people's money. So do your best not to argue over finances, like get into any arguments over anything about money. You know, do your best not to overspend. Try not to be, you know, too extravagant. I know you like your comforts, Cancer. You know, y'all want to eat good, sleep good, everything will be good, especially around the holidays. Y'all got the Hallmark channel on right now, and y'all comfy and cozy. keep it comfy and cozy. You don't got to spend a lot of money, you know, because you don't want to be arguing with your spouse over how much money you spent on a holiday season, or, you know, 'cause this season is upon us right now. You know, it's other people's money, so with that, it's opposing it. So, you know, the Christmas bonus might, you know, not be what is expected. You know, keep your eye on, like I say, keep your eye on the holiday spending. Things might heat up in the bedroom, so you don't want to spend your time in the bedroom arguing. Because with Mars in there, Mars, anything Mars is touch, be it what's in the 8th house too, that's definitely going to activate your sex drive. So, you know, if you get into an argument, keep it simple and go have some fun and make up later. Leo, this is going to come in your first house. And this is going to be in your first house and opposing your 7th house. So, your first house, that's your house of self, that's your house of self-image, that's your body, all that falls in your self-house. That's how the world sees you. Your 7th house is opposite that. Now that's your you know, that's your spouse, that's your married life, that's, or your long-term partner. I feel like anything over 3-4 years, they fall in your 7th house. Hell, anything over 2 years kind of falls in your 7th house at that point, depending on how the relationship was. But anyway, with Mars in your first house, Mars is, it could be altercation energy, like disagreeable. There we go. Disagreeable. You could be faced with disagreeable energies. You could be faced with people challenging you, Leo. You know you don't like people to challenge you. The sun rises and sets on your ass, and you like, Leo is in the house. It's what I say with a highway. You know I'm the king. You know I'm the queen. That's what it is. How dare you? But with Mars going to be there retrograde, expect to get all the smoke. Like, nobody's going to be sitting there putting up with that Leo shit this holiday season. They're going to challenge you, and you're going to be pissed. So what I would say do is, I would say, Leo, for this holiday season, I know you like to do everything big. You know, Leo's the life of the party. Y'all have all the best food, all the best drink. I mean, y'all go all out in full Leo fashion. Keep it simple. You know, Leo, you know, you get upset when things don't really go your way when you plan something. So just, you know, you got a big heart. You know, y'all want everything to be all nice for everybody and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, y'all like the gift giving. And sometimes y'all put yourself out buying gifts. Don't do it this year. Don't overextend your budget or nothing like that, because you will have problems in your household with your person if you go ahead and mess the money up over the holidays, if you overspend over the holidays, because they might want to take a trip or might have some things planned later on down the road, and they're like, nah, we're not just going to blow this all on the holidays. So don't have no debate over the holiday season, and don't, you know, let the holidays take you away from, you know, your significant other. Don't be so focused on that you are, you know, ignoring your partner. But you can have a very good holiday season, Leo, if you keep it simple. You are going to have some disagreeable energy because it's Mars, and there's just really not a way around that. And it's in your first house. So just don't get caught off guard, because that's what tends to happen in the first house. Slow down. You know, make sure you have a plan before you go out shopping. Try to get out early, get ahead of the crowd. Don't be out there while everybody's out there ripping and running. That goes for everybody right now with this holiday season, because even though Leo may not be in everybody's first house, it's still Mars and Leo retrograde, so everybody's going to feel it. So Leos, you know, if your kids start acting simple, leave them damn kids and go on ahead and chill. Don't even worry about it. Don't focus on making everybody happy this season. You know, provide your venue, do what you do, but don't go too overboard. Just keep it simple. You will thank me later if you just keep it to the nice simple, because you don't want to have a funky little Christmas because people is not following your rules, or, you know, things ain't going how you wanted to go. Now Christmas is not doing well. So just keep it simple, and it'll be a good Christmas. Virgo, this is going to take place in your 12th and in your 6th houses. Now, with this in your 12th house, the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. It's hidden enemies, like your frenemies. It's your house of escapism. That's the ultimate escapism. You'll find asylums there. You find jails there, prisoners there, isolation there, hospitals. It's like it's not a fun house. But if you are, you know, if you know how to spiritually run around that house, it could be a very enlightening house because you can connect to your spirit guides there. You can connect to your ancestors there. You can connect to the creator there. You can find some hidden talents in that 12th house because it's like a house where things are buried. But you do have to be careful because your habits, they're there. So if you know, used to smoke cigarettes or anything like that and you stopped, or if you had a little drinking problem or a drug problem, you know, any kind of abuse problem, it could be even if you were any kind of addiction, anything that's addiction to you, you'll find it in that 12th house. So with Mars being there retrograde, it's going to create tension in the background. So things might start getting under your skin. You know, you get real irritated fast. And when you get irritated, that affects your stomach, that affects, you know, your nerves, that affects your sleep. So Virgo, you don't want to let the holiday season and Mars being up in it stress you out and drive you crazy. You don't want buried angers to come back or anything that you tried to hide in the closet just to put away, like, oh, I'm not going to deal with that or whatever, because stress tends to play on your body in different ways. So that underlying stress is going to oppose your 6th house. So that will bring up things from your 6th house. So say, for instance, if, you know, you're stressed out and you're, you know, smoking cigarettes, now you got bronchitis again, or it's bringing back a problem that you could have had, or your digestive system can just be messed up because your stomach's in knots, you're not sleeping well. And if you did put back some habits, you know, you may pick them up because you may be under some stress and tension, so you're going to be tested in that house. So just try to, you know, do some breathing exercises, deep breathing, do a lot of walking, do your meditation, do some working out, make sure that you eat well, make sure that you're sleeping well, make sure you're taking good care of yourself, Virgo, because Saturn is still opposing you as well. So you got a lot of different things that are going on right now. So just support your nervous system and support your you know, support your body, support your mind, because if you don't, it's going to show up in your 6th house as a physical manifestation. So, you know, to avoid all that, just relax. Do things that take you out of this reality in a good way, to take you away from your situation in a good way, not in a negative, escapey kind of way. So if you could get away to maybe some water, because it's the 12th house, that might, you know, kind of give you a little bit of peace. But lay low. Don't let a lot of people in your space. And just kind of relax, you know, for the holidays. Don't drive yourself crazy, Virgo. Libra. Libra. This is going to be in your 11th house. And it's going to oppose your 5th house. So you might not make it to people's festivities. Your boo or work and other groups may need your attention, and you know you love to have a good time and go out and everything, but you might have blockages to your fun activities. You may not be able to get to the activities as easily as you wanted to. Maybe work is holding you up since, you know, it is your 11th house, or maybe other groups that you belong to are requiring you to be there. You could be, you know, maybe you have to go to a sorority dinner or something like that, and it's mandatory. You got whatever kind of group that you're into, and you have to be there, that is keeping you away from, you know, your personal stuff that you want to do. So you may miss a couple of, you know, personal opportunities. You may miss that party at the Leo's house. You may not make it there, but it might be good that you don't go because, you know, you still got the nodes in your sign. So your friends groups are changing, and, you know, your dating situation is changing. And, you know, you're sometimes right now, you might need to just spend a little bit more time by yourself just for a little bit longer, Libra. It might not be the time to, you know, worry so much about being in a relationship. Now, a little dating and flirting, you know, go ahead and do that. You have to. That's, you know, you like to get out there and be cute and be a social butterfly. Nothing wrong with that, Libra. But, you know, other things are calling to your attention right now. So you may be faced with some challenges with getting to that energy and that space that you want to get to be all booed up. And, like, you know, you may not be able to go out, hang out with your friends. You might miss that party. You might miss that painting with a twist. Or you might, you know, miss that little gathering with your little friends that you'd be with. But there'll be other things that are going on within the group that you have to revisit. So that's going to be coming up soon. Also, watch for arguments. You don't want to get into any arguments with anybody, Libra, because, you know, y'all play it cool on the surface, but behind closed doors, y'all be losing y'all shit. And you don't want to spaz and then everybody really see how you act. So just chill. Scorpio. This is going to be in your 10th house. Mars is going to retrograde in your 10th house, and it's going to oppose your 4th house. So there will be energy around the career and prominent men in your family. or men that you consider, prominent in your life, and it's going to oppose your home. So you will have to keep the greater goal in mind. You had enough time of going through shit. You had enough time of stress. You've been arguing back and forth with people for years now. So you're over it. You don't even want to do that. You just want to stay out the way. So the best thing I can tell you to do, be fake. Now, I'm a Scorpio, and that shit is like eating hot glass. But I'm going to do it. You know why? Because I just don't want the smoke. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like dealing with Mars retrograde and Leo, everybody with their challenges and stuff. So I'm just going to have to do my best. I'm at the prayer every day and just sidestep that energy. I'm just going to say, okay, yeah. I'm going to have to bring in, Veronica. I'm not going to ask no questions. Just do what I got to do. Ate and skate. Basically, ate and skate. Don't care too much about it because it's not your business. You don't own this company. Do what you need to do for once. Do what you need to do just to get by and to keep your peace, Scorpio. Because, you got stuff going on. And then there's also going to be energy around your house because it's going to be opposing your house. So you don't want to argue with people. You don't want to have work stressing you out and you're bringing that home and you don't have no place to have any kind of peace. Check on your father and check on your mom. Because, with it conjuncting, being inside, transiting that 10th house is still going to oppose your 4th house. So, you got to check on your parents, just keep an eye on them, see how they're doing and whatnot. Just call, hey, just calling to see how you're doing, do that kind of stuff or whatever. But just get past this, Scorpio, because you've been through so much that don't let this be what takes you up out of your peace. Just, say, all right, look at the imaginary camera, smile, be like, I see you, devil, but not today. And like I said, as far as the home, you live there, sometimes there's not a lot you can do. Just keep your house sweet and just keep your house comfortable. Keep everybody, if you gotta be stepping fetch it for a little bit just to keep your peace so that nobody bothers you, just do what you have to do. Sagittarius. Now, Sag, you have a lot going on too. You have Sag retrograde, Mercury retrograde and Sag in your sign. And then Mars retrograde, that's going to trine your 9th house. So, but it's going to be retrograde. So, far as you moving around a lot, you like to travel and stuff. It's the holiday season, and you like to just you like to be all over the place. I would not advise going too far out the way, just because there could be mixed up with plans. This might affect your optimism a little bit. And it's like you may face like you might feel blocked on trying to go on a trip. You're not blocked. It's just the way the energy is set up right now. With the retrograde and having Mars there retrograde, like that's just like, you should just go sit down. Maybe try to go somewhere that's not too far. Try to stay somewhere a little bit local, just to get away. Maybe instead of going to the next continent, maybe go over to the next state and drive and don't fly. Just kind of like, or if you go, just make sure you check the hell out of your plans. Check them 3 times. Double check, get people's names. And, for all I call and check on my reservation, just make sure that you have everything backed up. So if you must go, because that is part of your nature and you can't really, you can't hide from the transits. Just know what, just know what stage you're on. Know this is the backdrop for what I want to do. This is the venue we're having it at. Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde. So I got to make sure I plan accordingly. People will be trying to get in touch with you. Your siblings might be wanting to reach out to you. People might feel like they don't have a lot of contact with you, but that's all the time, Sag. So more people might be trying to reach out to you. With you not being so distant, you can catch up with a couple of people. And if they get on your nerve, just don't talk to them for a little while. You know how you do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, Sag, just, like I said, it's going to be things around travel. That house is activated. Also your higher education. So did you start a class and maybe didn't finish it? You might be able to go back and breathe some life into that class, be it if it was in a traditional college setting, or if it was just an online class that you were working on at your own pace. You can go back and revisit that. Far as anything new, you may not have the momentum, but you might have the momentum because your mind might be a little bit busy since you're not traveling. So just take a look at all that stuff that you had going on as far as your studies, and keep your optimism, keep your faith up. You know, you said you're Jupiter ruled, so that is the planet of faith and optimism right there. So you can manifest anything sad. You know that you can sell water to a well, so you can change your circumstances like that. The next good time is just around the corner. Don't fret. Aquarius. This will be in your 7th house, and your 1st house is going to be activated as well. There will be possible disagreeable energy in your close relationships, being as though it is in your 7th house. You may not be as enthusiastic right now, because right now you have Pluto that's just entered your sign, so he's settling in there, and you know, feeling and dealing with that energy. And then you also have this Mars retrograde that's going to oppose you. So with that being said, you're going to have a lot of energy in your 1st house. You may have a lot of disagreeable people coming your way. And it may be about silly stuff. It could be, you know, stuff get on your nerves, Aquarius. And it might be stuff going on, like far as like people arguing about holiday stuff, keep nagging you about stuff, or keep asking you stuff about the holidays, what we're going to do, or stuff like that. And it may be like your close partnership. So you don't want to bring that kind of energy around, and then, you know, it be an issue. So just kind of, you know, you got a lot going on that you're trying to work through. So just do it, you know, I would just stay aloof. I wouldn't, you speak your mind, but, you know, you don't have much of a filter. So just try to utilize your filter, so that after all this passes, you and your person are not at odds with each other. And, you know, there may be some changes in your relationship. You may want to move around a little bit more. If you're not, and when I say move around a little bit, you just may not want to be up underneath of them. You may want a little bit more individual time. And if you're with someone who has a clingy kind of nature, then Aquarius, you're not going to really feel like that energy right now. That clinging is gonna, you know, be a little bit irritating to you right now. So some of your acquaintances might come back. Somebody you haven't heard from in a while, old acquaintance might pop up and want to talk to you. Or you may hear of somebody from your past. Somebody say, hey, I saw, you know, X, Y, and Z. Just because it is taking place in your 7th house, so anything surrounding relationships or partnerships. Could be an old business partner could reach out to you with a new prospect about something, or they say, hey, remember that idea we had a couple years ago? Well, I got some information on how we can get that done now. So partnerships and relationships, and also, you know, your sense of self. So you don't want, like I said, you don't, it's going to be a balancing act between balancing yourself and balancing your relationship. Because like I said, you like your independence, you like your individuality, but it's the holidays. And your person might want a little bit more of your time. So then, like I said, Pluto's there. So Pluto's transformation. So there may be some transformations in your relationships over this holiday. So just kind of chill and watch everything unfold. And Pisces, the 6th house. This is going to take place. Mars will be retrograde in your 6th house and opposing your 12th. You're going to have to take care of your health. Pisces, having Mars in the 6th house, retrograde, that's your house of your day-to-day. That's your house of getting around. That's your house of brushing your teeth. That's your health and your hygiene. That's all that falls in that house. That's running the kids back and forth. That's driving to the doctors. That's I got to take my mom here. That's I got to do this for that person. That's your 6th house. That's your work house. That's not your career. That's your work house, my day-to-day, what the job I go to every day. Mars being there retrograde, your co-workers may irritate you. You may have some issues with your co-workers. Try not to let your coworkers get on your nerves to the point where you come home drinking and smoking and stressed out every day. Don't let your job get on your nerves. Just do your job and go home. You know, Pisces, you're the master of illusion. Make it look like you're working when you're not. Just make sure like it looks like your work is done. Don't let the people at work stress your ass out. And don't be a martyr to everybody. Don't let people run you into the hole, because that's gonna affect your mental health. You'll go through a burnout. You're gonna burn yourself out and overdo it this holiday season. Also with Mars retrograde, if you're running around back and forth and you don't want that to have an effect on your mental, and then you know, feeling depressed and run down and having to go retreat for the next couple months while Mars is retrograde. So you don't want to have to do that. So just pace yourself, you know, do the things you have to do for people, because if it's in your 6th house, it is an obligation. It's something that you're going to have to do, but don't burn yourself out. Pace yourself, take your time, do things to, you know, support your health, take your vitamins, get your sleep, do your grounding, go for your walks, stay near some water, stay near a lot of water, and just keep your diet clean. Watch what you eat. And like I said, because you don't want it to affect you in your 12th house. You already have Saturn on your sign right now, conjuncting you, and he just went direct. So be easy on yourself and be easy on your nervous system. So the takeaway from all of this is everybody will be experiencing what's going on with Mars retrograde. It depends on what house it is in your chart. Do not let people stress you out this holiday season. Take the holiday season light. Don't feel like you need to buy everything for everybody. Don't feel like you need to invite everybody over. You can take it low key this season. We get ready to wrap this physical year up, and we're going into 2025, which is going to be a much, you know, more prosperous, a better new year coming in. So just close this out. You know, we survived 2024. It had its ups and downs, but, you know, we got through it. So let's just, you know, close it out strong. And, you know, next year, there's a new cycle that's going to be starting. So do not have a funky little Christmas. Take heed to what I said, and I will see y'all in the next video. Please like and subscribe and share. Peace.